Dear students, good morning to all. Welcome to this English online session. I hope you are good and safe at home. Today we are going to see Unit 3 poem in 9th Standard English titled On Killing a Tree. It was written by Jiv Patel. Before going to see the poem, shall I ask you some questions? What is a tree? Why trees are important for our survival? How long does a tree take to grow to its full size? How much time does it take to cut down a tree? Thinking the answers in your mind, keep your note and pen near with you to take down notes. Dear students, let's see the poet. Jiv Patel was born in 18th August 1940. He is an Indian poet, playwright, play means a drama writer, a painter, as well as a practicing physician, that is a doctor based in Mumbai. He lives in Mumbai. Patel belongs to a group of writers who have subscribed themselves to the Green Movement, which is involved in an effort to protect the environment. That means he is one of the members of Green Movement. His poems speak of deep concerns for nature and expose man's cruelty to it. Mainly, he wrote about the nature and also he exposed man's cruelty to it. Patel's works include poems How Do You Withstand? That's the name of the poem. It was published in 1966. Body, another poem. It was published in 1976 and Mirroring in 1991. He has also written 3 plays. Plays means dramas titled Princess, Savaska and Mr. Behram. This poem is taken from his poetry collection Poems published in 1966. Introduction to the poem. The poet sensitizes the reader and highlights the fact that trees are living things. He equates the trees with humans to convey that trees should not be cut because destroying trees is just like killing a human being. A tree does not die by merely cutting because it regrows from where it is cut. If it has to be destroyed, then it has to be uprooted. Let's see the first stanza. It takes much time to kill a tree, not a simple jab of the knife will do it. It has grown slowly, consuming the earth, rising out of it, feeding upon its crust, absorbing years of sunlight, air, water, and out of its leprous hide sprouting leaves. Here see this title On Killing a Tree. Here the title should be On Cutting a Tree. So from this what do you understand? From this title we can easily understand that the poet considers the tree as a human being. Before going to see the meaning of first stanza, let's see the meaning of important words. See first word jab. Jab means to poke or thrust abruptly or sharply with a short, quick blow. Crust. Crust means the brown, hard outer portion or surface. Leprous means covered with scales. See the picture? The tree having uneven surface. Hide means the strong, thick outer skin. Dear students, first and second stanzas are recommended as memory part. So you have to memorize the first 2 stanzas of the poem. Now listen the first stanza. It takes much time to kill a tree. Not a simple jab of the knife will do it. It has grown slowly, consuming the earth, rising out of it, feeding upon its crust, absorbing years of sunlight, air, water, and out of its leprous hide sprouting leaves. Explanation of this stanza. The tree is very strong. It has grown getting nourishment from the earth. So it takes time to kill a tree. A simple jab of the knife cannot kill a tree. The tree has grown straight out of the earth, nourishing itself on the nutrients found in the earth, along with years of sunlight, water, and air. The term leprous hide means bark covered with scales. Leaves come out of the leprous hide, and even though the bark looks irregular and scaly, leaves and branches sprout out of it. Sprout means come out of it. Here, leprous means leprosy, that is a disease to human being. Leprosy affected persons, they have discolored skin, and also their skin is not even. Like that, the tree has a hide, leprous hide, uneven surface. Let's see the second stanza. Meaning for hack. Hack means cut roughly. Chop means cut off. Twig means a slender woody shoot growing from a branch, small branch. Miniature means very small of its kind. Bough means a main branch of a tree. Now listen to this stanza. So hack and chop, but this alone won't do it. Not so much pain will do it. The bleeding bark will heal, and from close to the ground will rise curled green twigs, miniature boughs, which if unchecked will expand again to former size. Let's see the meaning of second stanza. The hack of a knife or an axe or chopping of a bough is not enough to bring a tree down. These jabs may inflict pain on the tree, but the pain is not enough to kill it. The bleeding bark, the part where it has been wounded or where a bough is chopped off, will heal with time. New green twigs will grow again. Boughs chopped off will be replaced by new boughs, which will grow into their former size. Let's see the third stanza. No, the root is to be pulled out, one of the anchoring earth. It is to be roped, tied, and pulled out, snapped out, or pulled out entirely out from the earth cave, and the strength of the tree exposed, the source, white and wet, the most sensitive, hidden for years inside the earth. Let's see the meaning of these important words. Anchoring earth. Trees are held securely with the help of the roots in the earth. Snapped out, that means chopped out. Earth cave, the pit in the earth where the roots of the tree binds it firmly to the earth. The strength of the tree exposed, that means uprooted. White and wet, roots are white and damp. Let's see the explanation of that stanza. Why the poet uses no in the beginning of the third stanza? The poet wants to emphasize that by cutting some parts of the tree we cannot kill it. The poet explains how a tree could be killed. He says that to kill a tree, its root has to be pulled out. The root, which is the source of a tree's life, must be pulled out of its cave in order to harm the tree. Earth cave means the point deep inside the earth where the root is attached. When the root is exposed, the tree becomes weak. Here in the third stanza, as a doctor, the poet could feel the pain and sufferings experienced by the trees caused by the human being. So in this stanza, no. So it is not easy to kill a tree. To kill a tree means the root is completely pulled out from the anchoring earth. Anchor means from strong earth. It is to be pulled out. It is to be roped. So to pull out, for that, the tree has to be roped, tied and pulled out, snapped out. That same meaning only. Pulled out entirely, to pull out the root completely out from the earth cave, out from the pit, and the strength of the tree exposed. Strength of the tree. Here what is the strong portion means here root only. That should be exposed. The source white and wet. White and wet means inside the root that portion is white and damp. That is a wet. That is hidden inside the earth. The most sensitive part of the tree is that root having white and wet part. So that is hidden for so many years inside the earth. So that is the meaning of this stanza. Let's see the video of how the tree is roped, tied and pulled out from the earth cave. Dear students, do you remember the questions asked by me at the starting? What is a tree? A tree is a woody perennial plant. Perennial means existing for a long time. A tree is a woody perennial plant, typically having a single stem or trunk, growing to a considerable height and bearing lateral branches at some distance from the ground. Why trees are important for our survival? Trees are important because as the biggest plants on the planet, they give us oxygen, store carbon, stabilize the soil and give life to the world's wildlife. They also provide us with the materials for tools and shelter. How long does it take a tree to grow to its full size? Some trees are slow growers which take 20 to 30 years to reach full size, and some are fast growers which take 10 to 15 years to reach full size. How much time does it take to cut down a tree? Tree fellers say that we can cut down a tree with an axe in about 15 minutes. To understand it clearly, let's see the video. Within few seconds, the man cut down the tree. See this. Now come to last stanza. Then the matter of scorching and choking in sun and air, browning, hardening, twisting, withering, and then it is done. Here meaning for scorching and choking means drying up of the tree after being uprooted. Then the matter of scorching and choking in sun and air. That means the exposed life source which when left open to the sun and air will be scorched due to the heat, and the air won't be able to reach the scorched places to relieve it of the heat. Slowly it will start to become brown with all the softness fading out, leaving a hard, lifeless remainder behind. With time it will start to wither. Wither means dry, become dry and bent out of shape. In short, the exposure will leave the root weak to all the peculiarities of weather, which will ultimately weaken the tree and finally kill it. Dear students, let's see the summary of the poem. The poet explains the process of killing a tree. A lot of work has to be done in order to kill a tree completely. It cannot be accomplished by merely cutting it with a knife. The tree has grown strong with the help of the earth for a countless of years. Even the bark of the tree gives rise to branches. The bleeding bark heals and sprouts new twigs and leaves. So, period, they grow to a new tree. So, to kill a tree completely, one should take out its roots completely from the soil. Then they should be exposed to sunlight. Only then the tree will be completely killed. Dear students, I hope you all understood the theme of the poem. Now it's time for question discussion. Can a simple jab of the knife kill a tree? No, a simple jab of the knife cannot kill a tree. Why not? The place from where the tree is cut will give out sap, and once the wound heals, new branches and leaves will grow from it, which will develop into trees. Next question. How has the tree grown to its full size? The tree has grown by consuming nutrients from the earth, absorbing sunlight, air and water. List the words suggestive of its life and activity. The words suggestive of its life and activity are consuming the earth, rising out of it, feeding upon its crust, absorbing years of sunlight, air, water. See, third question. What's the meaning of a bleeding bark? Bleeding bark refers to the sap which flows out of the tree's bark where it is cut. What makes it bleed? The tree bleeds when it is cut with a knife. Fourth question. The poet says no in the beginning of the third stanza. What does he mean by this? No means that the tree will not die by cutting or chopping the trunk. Fifth question. What's the meaning of anchoring earth and earth cave? Anchoring earth means that the earth supports the tree firmly. Firmly means strongly. Earth cave refers to the pit in the earth where the roots of the tree bind it firmly to the earth. See, sixth question. What does he mean by the strength of the tree exposed? The strength of the tree exposed means that upon being uprooted, the most sensitive and important part of the tree, that is, the roots will no longer remain hidden in the earth. See the last question. What finally kills the tree? The tree dies when it is uprooted. When it is detached from the earth, it withers, hardens, twists, and finally dies. Dear students, what do you understand from this poem? On killing a tree is a symbolic and sensitive poem. Destroying the environment is not confined to a single action. We cannot pretend that the slow destruction of our forests and landscapes is a result of accident. So the poet wants to sensitize the readers not to destroy the trees and equate it with killing human beings. Here, metaphor is present in leprous hide and in bleeding bark. See, first word, leprous hide. The uneven color of the surface of the trunk of a tree is compared to the skin of a person suffering from leprosy. So, here indirect comparison. See, next the same way, bleeding bark. Bleeding here, that is from tree, it is sap, that is a liquid coming out of the tree where it is cut, is compared to the bleeding from wound in the human's body. The poetic device oxymoron is present in anchoring earth. Oxymoron means a figure of speech that has two contradictory, that means opposite words appearing side by side. Here in this word, anchoring earth, anchor means that is used to stop the ship in the ocean, that is in the water. Here earth, that is land, opposite words. So here oxymoron is present in anchoring earth. Dear students, this poem is in the form of free verse. So there are no rhyming words Hence, no rhyme scheme is found in this poem. Thank you, students.